Hi guys, you got Frankenfoot here, and pretty chill and pretty mellow. I got a lot of sleep last night. Yeah. So let's watch some war attacks, huh? You shall first see golems coming down on the north side. Actually, wizards coming down first, and then a golem, followed by a balloon, and then golems and wizards on this side as well. Now the balloon is here because that cannon and that archer tower have got to go. Because that's very important to wall breaker pathing. So, for some weird reason, the golem decided to walk all the way around here to get to that mortar, but anyway, that's besides the point. As soon as that archer tower is gone, this golem's tanking for anything that can stop the wall breakers. So you see wall breakers come down, the wall is open, you've got heroes, you've got bowlers, you've got a jump. 3 baby dragons come out of the clan castle. 1, 2 poisons. Rage spell coming down right away. Helping everybody just plow through this thing. And then you start watching the bowlers. You wait for them to start taking some damage, and they do. So you drop a heal to keep them up and going. And they make the push that you need. They come in, they take out the queen. The king does at least. Bowlers come in, they start wrecking some wizard towers and air defenses. And you've got a GoBoLaLoon starting to come in. It's kind of coming from the north. Got to try to take care of that Tesla. It kind of popped up as a surprise. And wouldn't you know it, the kill squad has taken out all the air D. Yeah. So there you go. That means this thing's pretty much shot. The only thing you got to watch out for is this wizard tower, which is about to go down. And you've got a lot of point defenses here, but I've got like nearly a full health. Oh, no. Yeah, I've got 2 hounds up. So I'm not even going to use these haste spells. I'm going to drop some balloons just to try to keep the pathing of the balloons straight like I need, so some of them don't wander off. But I'm not going to do a darn thing with these spells because I want this darn hound to pop for cleanup purposes. And Tesla Farm's a good way to do that. But unfortunately, I moved through it just a little bit too fast. And the hound does not quite pop. Donk, donk, donk. Even soaks up a Seeking Air Mind. Oh, does he pop? Ah! With a sliver of health left, he survives. And we're just in cleanup phase at this point in time. 1 balloon left in the bank. Didn't even use my haste spells. And, yeah, there you go. A couple swag hastes. Yeah. So let's break this thing down. So, this was an interesting matchup because they had 2 really top-tier Town Hall 11s. We only have 1 Town Hall 11. And they only had 1 Town Hall 10, and we had multiple Town Hall 10s, and they had a whole lot of high-level Town Hall 9s. Now, we've been on the wrong side of that more times than I'd care to recall, so I guess it all works out at the end. But the other interesting thing is their top Town Hall 9s were all made of these strange internet bases. And they seem to have somewhat tepid success, either good or bad, who knows. But they all seem like they have some gimmick to them, just so they can have a cute name. So this is probably like the Southern Wiz Tower teaser heroes. I don't know. They name these things funny things. But these internet bases, they tend to clump things together, and that's actually kind of a good thing. Well, maybe they don't always clump things together, but they do strange, weird things. So this is a strange, weird base. Let's just call it that. But it's cleverly laid out to make it hard to get troops to do what you want them to do. That I will give these 2 bases I'm going to show from this war credit for that. They're laid out to make things a little bit difficult. And so, what makes things difficult? I'm doing a GoBoLaLoon, and I'm doing that because you have got 4 air defenses all right here clumped together. So if you send something in here, they've got a good chance of wiping out at least 2 or 3 air D. Of course, the expos are set to air. And so it's nice to get those down as well. You've also got a bunch of wizard towers here, which are the next bad thing to have at the end of your raid. And you've also got the heroes down here. So this is if we can just clear the second half of the base with a kill squad, then life is going to be really good. And this guy has put all of his cannons, every last single one of his cannons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I believe you have 5 cannons. All of them are up here. And so that's actually the worst place possible to send your ground army. So that being said, if you don't have a lot of experience with war attacks, you might have trouble figuring out how to bust into this thing. So let's talk about which side we want to come in on. You can either convince yourself you want to come in on this side or on this side. So for the golem bowler portion, it might be tempting to think that I want to come in here because I can make a real deep push. But the problem with that is you're going to be facing all these cannons, and that's not going to help your LaLoon portion out at all. And eventually, as you wander into the center of the base, you're going to be dealing with the fact that you're going to have 2 Expos on you, and you can't reach either of them. And that's no good. You've also got to make it through the entire base before you get to the queen, and that's also not good. So you don't want to start on that side. Now, you also don't want to start on this side. I would say that you probably want to start away from the town hall, because when somebody puts the town hall on the outside, they're just begging you to attack that first. But honestly, I don't even look at the town hall anymore. It's like an irrelevant structure. I'm going to 3-star no matter what. If I don't get a 3-star, I might as well not even attack. So it's really just a high hit point building at this point, so it might as well be like a dark elixir storage or something. But the main reason not to come in on this side is you've got both heroes here, and they can do a lot of damage to your golems very, very quickly. So you might conceive dropping a golem here and dropping a golem here with wizards on the side, but you've got a lot of high hit point buildings stacked up here that's going to take your wizards and heroes a long time to chew through. Turned out there were also Teslas here, so the pathing of your golems would be whacked. They'd go right into the heroes, which is exactly what you don't want them to do. So did not want to come in on this side. So that leaves this side and this side. And I think this base is fairly symmetrical. Both are probably fine to come in on. The good news about this side is you'll get to the queen more quickly. You see how you're going to have to really push to get to the queen if you come in from this side. But the bad news about this side is you've got a few more junk buildings you're going to have to take care of. And you really want to worry about that for the wall breakers and for the bowlers. So what happens is if you leave these buildings up and you're wanting to come in here, your bowlers are going to get distracted and go this direction because that Expo is so far pushed back. Same thing on this side too. So that's bad. You've also got these mortars out here, which I've seen this commonly. In fact, I do this. Mortars don't really have much relevance in the higher level parts of the game. Once you stop doing, barching, mortars don't do much. I guess they're bad against witches and skeletons, but he's just kind of got those out there to be irritating, such that you can't control where your golems go very well. They're going to collect around the mortars. So if you attacked on this side, you'd have one golem going for this mortar, one golem going for this mortar. So it's kind of a big spread, and both of them are just kind of barely outside of range of that Expo. So I didn't like that. It's going to be hard to get wall. You've got to distract that, or your wall breakers are going to get chewed up by that Expo. So that leaves this side here. So the plan is to bust into this compartment here, drop a jump spell here that'll give you access to this whole kit and caboodle here, and things will move in. They'll get the clan castle, 2 poison spell for that, whatever's in there. It happened to be baby dragons, but I didn't know that going into it. And you will also have access to all the AirDs, and if you drop your jump spell here, you're going to have access to all the wizard towers as well as the heroes, and you really just care about the queen. They've got the heroes clumped together, which is kind of not great for the strategy, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. And in doing so, you can go in this direction, and this Expo is going to be on you for a while, but all these buildings over here are kind of going to be irrelevant to your pathing. So a lot of these ground targeting defenses are just not going to come into play. And then that's good. That's what you'd rather put your ground kill squad on the stuff that hurts air, and your air portion on the stuff that can only hurt ground. So, just imagine, I don't even need hounds. If these air defenses are gone, I don't even need hounds. I just can throw balloons in here, and the only thing that's even going to poke them are these archer towers, and this one's going to be gone in this Expo eventually. But yeah, so it's a great pathing, but he's made this more difficult than it looks in order to do that. So these 2 buildings in this compartment here, they serve a very important purpose, and I don't know if this guy did this on purpose or if he just pulled out a good internet base or what. But that's going to really be trouble for your pathing. So let's pretend that let's pretend that we're doing the same attack that we're doing, and we're just going to drop one golem in over here, and he's going to target this archer tower. We'll drop the other golem in here, and he'll be on this mortar. And we'll drop a couple wizards over here, a couple wizards over here. And so wizards have taken out most of these buildings. You left a few in the center because you want to go in this direction. And you drop some wall breakers. And let's say you drop them right here. 3 wall breakers. They are not going to go for this expo. They are going to go for this archer tower. So that archer tower has got to go. The other problem, this cannon had to go, but I can't remember why. There's a wall breaker issue. Wall breakers might get distracted and go for that cannon, but I think if this archer tower is gone, they're going to go for this expo. But your bowlers will get sucked in by that cannon. If you drop them here, it's probably equidistant for them to get to this expo as well as to this cannon here. So that cannon has got to go. Even more importantly than the archer tower, because the king can always beat through a wall for you, and you've got a jump spell in your back pocket for an emergency. So this cannon has got to go. But you'll notice the only thing that can reach it, that can hurt air troops, is this darn archer tower. So once I drop a golem in here, and he's distracting that archer tower, I'm going to go ahead and drop a balloon on that cannon. Boom, knock him out. And then the balloon's going to go commit suicide somewhere. I assumed he'd fly into this archer tower next. In which case he's going to be barely in range of this air defense, and he will be in range of this expo, which the golem in theory would tank for. But as soon as the golem pops, it's going to change targets. So anyway, so what's the plan? We're going to drop a couple wizards first, because this golem's going to be taking a lot of point defense heat right off the bat. And that is not ideal, but I don't see any other way around it. But he spread it so back far enough, I can go ahead and drop 2 wizards here, let them start working on those buildings, and then drop a golem here. And then as soon as this archer tower is distracted, I'm going to drop a balloon on that cannon, and then he'll be gone. And then I'll drop, eventually, after I do some more things, I'll drop another wizard or 2 here, and let them push in and try to take out that archer tower. Cannot drop wall breakers until that archer tower is gone. I cannot stress the importance of that enough for the pathing that I'm taking. Then on this side, no matter what you do, a golem's going to come for this mortar. So you might as well just accept that that's what he's going to do. So go ahead and drop him here. Went ahead and dropped a wizard all the way over here to work on that guy, and then just one more on this building. And the wizard's going to take this guy out, and then he's going to move in and take out that mortar. And then the funnel's pretty well established, because these 2 buildings will be gone very quickly. These 3, I kind of don't care if they're up for pathing. I'll just drop a king on the outside of one of them, and if I need to, the queen on the outside of another. Let them coalesce on this, and then they'll move in, provided I break the wall properly. They'll move into where I need them to move into. And then for the LaLoon portion, well, I guess let's go ahead and get through this. So then, if you bust into this compartment, you see your golems are going to come in. They're going to wander into range of the clan castle. And so as they do that, just go ahead and drop your poison spells. Let them start taking out the clan castle. That's the best way to do that. And then you've got a jump spell. So go ahead and do rage. And I've tried it a lot of different ways. A rage as soon as they enter is usually the best way to go. I think that works because it takes care of a lot of these sort of exterior defensive buildings, and that keeps your golems moving forward. I've tried it different ways, and the rage first is just the way that works the best. For whatever reason, you can theorize, but dropping a rage as soon as your bowlers and golems get in there is always ideal. So drop a rage. They'll take out the clan castle. The queen will, along with the poison spells. And then I'm going to drop a jump spell right here. You might be tempted to drop it in here to let them just start working on the air defenses, but I definitely want them to try to take out the queen. And the only way they can take out the queen from this compartment is if my queen, or maybe the bowlers, wander into this little section here. But they've got no buildings that are going to draw them down there, right? If you're standing in this compartment, you're going to shoot these wizard towers, you're going to shoot over, take out these air defenses, and then you're going to take out these guys. And then from that point on, you don't got anything down here. I don't know what's going to draw troops down there. So rather than do that, I'm going to go ahead and drop a jump spell here. And so troops will come in, you can see there's only 1-2 tiles between here, and anything within 3 tiles is reachable by the queen. I think the bowlers can actually reach that too. So you come and you'll put a rage down here, take out the clan castle troops, start taking out these closest buildings here, and drop a jump. With a jump down there, that just means that anything has to walk in the circle of the king and the queen. And with the jump spell opening up this compartment, once things have all been taken care of around here, things are going to naturally want to move into the next area they can get to, which is down here. And so if you're lucky, you'll take out a lot of air defenses. I think I did take them all out. I wasn't banking on that, though, because I've seen that just not happen too many times to be able to bank on it. And then with things down here, they'll knock out the queen, and then the LaLoon can proceed. So in terms of the LaLoon portion, I'm just going to quite simply, these buildings are going to be gone. This one will still be up. So I'm going to drop a hound with some balloons down here. Got to make sure you get the defensive building on the far edge gone first. There is a Tesla that popped up there. Actually, that cannon will be gone. If the troops move into here, though, they can reach that cannon. So that cannon may not be there. But there could be a Tesla there. So wherever the defenses are standing, and I'm thinking this one's got the highest chance of still being up, drop a hound with balloons behind it just to make sure these these furthest out buildings are gone. All this stuff should be taken care of except for these archer towers. And then let them move in and move in this direction. Then drop the second hound and balloons behind it. But notice how little there is to attack air here. With these air defenses gone, you've just got a bunch of cannons, a bomb tower. This archer tower is the only thing that can even do any damage to balloons. And I guess you will eventually move into this expo, but hopefully he'll be gone or he'll be distracted by a golem. And then you move into this portion, and hopefully these wizard towers will be crippled, and the only thing you'll be left with are some archer towers. And it did turn out there were some Teslas down there. And then after that, it's just cleanup. So this is my standard GoBoLaLoon army composition. I didn't make any tweaks to it whatsoever. I did make a tweak in the second attack, and I'll show you that in a bit. But yeah, here we go. And I am going a bit low. You see 5 versus 7 instead of 5 versus 5. The Town Hall 10s needed to be effective this war. They needed something to do, so we left the top 9s for them. Didn't even try to attempt that. They were max level. These guys pretty darn close to max, but his heroes are not quite maxed out. So yeah, I went down a little bit too. But let's watch everything I just said come into action. So, 1 wizard, 2 wizard, outside of the range of anything. Starting to work on that. Golem comes down, and as soon as this is firing on him, I send the balloon. The balloon is targeting that cannon. So very quickly, I get the other golem down, send him down in there. 1 wizard there, another wizard there. And he's going to take a few shots from the mortar, but he's robust enough that it's not going to hurt him too bad. And then, didn't quite get there fast enough. We'll pause the action. That balloon is completely unscathed. It's taken out that cannon now, which is also good for the golem. Now, here's what I did not frickin' expect. As soon as that cannon went down, the golem decided to redirect for this mortar. I have no earthly idea why he did that. I thought that golem was going after that archer tower. But whatever, you know, I don't profess to be a wizard or anything like that. I profess to drop wizards. See, here they are. But anyway, so dropped another wizard over here because I need to make a push to get into that archer tower. Now, this could have gone very bad because this X-bow was locked onto that golem. And when that golem left, he could very well have locked onto these wizards, and then this archer tower would still be standing, and then things are just going to kind of go to pot at that point. But that balloon did not make it, did not get enough of a push to get that archer tower in there. I didn't expect it to because this is firing on it. And thank goodness this X-bow started redirecting onto that golem. I did not expect this guy to start walking in that direction, and I still honestly don't know why he did. Anyway, but here come the wizards. They're making a push. The golem is still tanking, and boom, archer tower gone. Time for the heroes. 3 wall breakers come down while the X-bow is distracted. King down. Nice hole there. So as soon as that building's down, I'm going to send the queen and the bowlers. Jump spell to give things all the hope, all the incentive they can to move into this compartment. See, now that these buildings are gone, the bowlers are not going to walk in this direction. This Expo is the next closest thing, followed by that wizard tower. And I think, I didn't even realize this, but 1, 2, 3, 1. Let's zoom in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess the queen can hit it, but the bowlers are not going to make an attempt to get that. So they've got no place to go but in here. 2 poisons come down. Golem's about to pop or has already popped. And I noticed these Teslas popped up. There's nothing tanking for it, so it's time to drop a heal on the bowlers. Got to keep them alive. And thankfully with the rage they take out stuff rather quickly. Enemy king falls. Friendly king moves into the heroes compartment. Rages on him, takes out the queen. LaLoon can start. So, just waiting for 2 air defenses to be gone. They're all so close to the clump together, I don't care what order they go down because the pathing's not going to matter. Holy crap, I've talked for 20 minutes. Holy crap, this is going to be a long video, I'm sorry. Yeah, so balloons come down. You see the hound coming in here, tanking. Picked up a bunch of air bombs, that's great. Yeah, but make sure you get that exterior defense. The last thing you want is for that building to go down and then half your balloons divert in the wrong direction. So at this point in time, I'm really just waiting. I've got haste in the bank, but I've got no air defenses. So I really just want to wait and see if I can get my hounds to pop. And meanwhile, the queen and the king are still going around doing work. One hound does manage to pop, and that's good because that means that those skeletons are going to get taken care of. The other one has yet to pop. So I'm just going to let him move forward because I don't want to haste balloons and send them out in front of the hound and let them get zapped by things. I want the hound to take the lead to A, absorb the damage because he can't do much damage in return, and B, want to get him to pop. And he gets down to a sliver of health, but doesn't quite pop. But at this point, the defenses are gone. The base is done for. Just in cleanup, so I dropped a wizard over here to get work on these buildings. Another balloon I had in the bank over there. I got 2 haste spells, but I'm sitting around waiting to see if I need to use them anywhere. And no, in between the queen and everything else, there's no sense in dropping a heal spell. So the base is wrecked, or not a haste spell rather. Yeah, so base is wrecked, and there you go. So be careful when planning your entry. And also, don't put your air defenses together in the core of the base like that. That is silly. And that's all Frankenfoot's going to say in this 22 minutes, 15 second, 16 second, 17 second, 22 minute, 20 second video. Boom.